I was standing in line at Home Depot, holding a new drill bit and scrolling through my phone, when I accidentally opened a photo that wasn't meant for my eyes. My wife Emily's phone had synced to my iPad through our shared cloud account, something we'd set up years ago for family photos and never bothered to separate. The image loaded slowly, pixel by pixel, like a car crash happening in slow motion. Emily, my wife of 9 years, the mother of our 2 daughters, wearing lingerie I'd never seen before, posed in a way that made my stomach drop. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was the timestamp. Yesterday, 2:47 p.m., right when she'd texted me that she was running errands. My hand started shaking so badly I nearly dropped the iPad. The guy behind me in line coughed impatiently, but I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I swiped to the next photo with a kind of horrified compulsion, and there it was. A message thread I wasn't supposed to see. Can't wait to see you Friday. Tell him you're going to your sister's. The sender's name was just a phone number I didn't recognize, but Emily's response made my blood run cold. Already done. He believes everything I tell him. 3 whole days together. Friday, this Friday, 2 days from now. The weekend Emily had told me she was visiting her sister Nicole in Vermont because Nicole was going through a rough patch with her husband. I'd actually felt guilty that I couldn't go with her. I'd promised to take our daughters, Lily, 7, and Grace, 4, to the aquarium to make up for it. Sir? Sir, are you okay? The cashier was staring at me with concern. I realized I'd made it to the front of the line without remembering walking there. Yeah, sorry. My voice sounded like it belonged to someone else. I paid for the drill bit I didn't need anymore and walked out to my truck in a daze. Sitting in the parking lot, I forced myself to look at the photos again, to read the messages. There were dozens of them, going back 3 months. 3 months of my wife texting another man. 3 months of lies about book club, yoga class, errands. 3 months while I'd been working 60-hour weeks at the construction firm I'd built from nothing, trying to save enough for the bigger house Emily kept saying she wanted. The man's name was Tyler Westbrook. I found it buried in the thread where Emily had slipped up and used his first name. A quick Facebook search showed me everything I needed to know. 32 years old, personal trainer at the gym where Emily had started going in January. Of course, the gym membership she'd insisted on, even though we were trying to save money. It's for my health, Jason, she'd said. Don't you want me to be healthy? I sat there for 20 minutes, maybe longer, just staring at my steering wheel. My first instinct was to call her, to scream, to drive home and confront her right then and there. But something stopped me. Maybe it was the construction worker in me, the part that knew you don't tear down a structure without understanding how it's built first. Maybe it was the sick feeling that if I confronted her now, she'd just lie. She'd already proven she was good at that, better than I'd ever imagined. Or maybe it was that one message, the one that kept replaying in my head. He believes everything I tell him. That was me, Jason Mitchell, 34 years old, married my high school sweetheart, worked my tail off to provide for my family, believed my wife when she said she loved me, believed her when she kissed me goodbye each morning, believed her when she looked me in the eyes and lied. I drove home on autopilot, my mind racing. Emily's car was in the driveway. She'd be inside with the girls, probably making dinner, playing the perfect wife and mother. I sat in my truck for a full 5 minutes trying to compose myself. When I walked in, the scene was exactly what I'd pictured. Emily stood at the stove stirring something in a pot. Grace was at the kitchen table with crayons scattered everywhere, and Lily was doing homework at the counter. "Daddy!" Grace launched herself at my legs, and I picked her up automatically, kissing her head. She smelled like strawberry shampoo. "Hey, sweetheart, how was school?" "We made paper butterflies." Emily turned and smiled at me. That same smile I'd fallen in love with 15 years ago in high school. "Hey, babe, you're home early. I'm making that pasta you like. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Searching for some sign of guilt. Some crack in the facade. But there was nothing. She looked happy. Relaxed. Like a woman who wasn't planning to spend this weekend in bed with another man while her husband took care of their children. Yeah, finished up the Riverside project ahead of schedule. The lie came easily. Funny how quickly I was learning. Smells good. I set Grace down and walked over to Emily, kissing her cheek. She leaned into me like always. My wife, my partner, my betrayer. So you're all packed for Vermont? I asked casually, opening the fridge to grab a beer I desperately needed. Almost. I'll finish tomorrow night. Nicole's really struggling, you know? I think Brad might actually be cheating on her. The irony would have been funny if it wasn't so devastating. I took a long drink of my beer to keep from saying something I'd regret. That's rough, I managed. Good thing she has you to talk to. Emily nodded, turning back to her pasta. That's what sisters are for. I spend Thursday preparing. Emily thinks I'm at the Riverside project. I am, for about 2 hours. Then I drive to an attorney's office 40 minutes away, in a town where nobody knows me. The lawyer's name is David Brennan. He's in his 50s, gray at the temples, with the kind of steady gaze that's seen everything twice. His office smells like old books and coffee. Walk me through it, he says. I do. The cloud account, the messages, the photos, the invented trip to Vermont. He takes notes on a legal pad, his expression never changing. Do you have copies of everything? Screenshots, saved to a separate account she doesn't know about. Good. Don't delete anything from the shared account yet. We want the original timestamps intact. He leans back in his chair. Kids? 2 daughters, 7 and 4. You want custody? The question hits me harder than it should. I haven't let myself think that far ahead. I want what's best for them. That's not what I asked. I meet his eyes. Yes, I want custody. He nods. Vermont is a no-fault state, but documentation of infidelity can impact custody decisions, especially if there's a pattern of deception that affects the children's welfare. The fact that she's planning to abandon them for a weekend to be with her lover while lying about the reason, that's relevant. What do I need to do? Let her go to Vermont. He holds up a hand before I can object. I know how that sounds. But if you confront her now, she'll deny everything. She'll say the photos are old, the messages are taken out of context, you're paranoid. She'll have time to build a narrative. And if I let her go? Then you have proof she's exactly where she said she wouldn't be. You document everything. Where she really goes, who she's with. It becomes impossible to deny. He taps his pen against the legal pad. I can have someone follow her if you want. Professional documentation. The thought makes my stomach turn. I'll think about it. Don't think too long. She leaves tomorrow, right? Tomorrow afternoon. He slides a business card across the desk. That's a private investigator I work with. Former cop. Discreet. If you decide you want him, call before noon tomorrow. I pocket the card. One more thing, Brennan says. Don't do anything stupid. Don't trash her car, don't empty the bank accounts, don't confront the other man. You're angry. You have every right to be. But anger makes people sloppy, and sloppy loses custody cases. I'm not angry, I say. He gives me a look that says he's heard that before. Sure you're not. I pick up the girls from daycare at 5. Grace shows me a painting she made. A house with 4 stick figures in front of it. 2 big, 2 small. A family. That's us, Daddy. It's beautiful, sweetheart. Lily's quiet in the back seat, reading a library book about dolphins. She's been quiet a lot lately. I wonder if she's sensed something wrong, some shift in the atmosphere at home that I've been too blind to notice. Emily's making dinner when we get home. Spaghetti and meatballs, the girl's favorite. She's humming along to something on the radio, her hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looks so normal. "Hey, babe," she says, kissing my cheek. "How was work?" "Fine, productive." "Good." She turns back to the stove, stirring the sauce. "I'm almost all packed for tomorrow. I should leave around 2, beat the traffic." "Makes sense." "Nicole's really grateful I'm coming. I think she just needs someone to talk to, you know?" I watch her lie. She's good at it. Her expression is perfectly calibrated. Concerned but not overdramatic. Casual but not dismissive. If I didn't know better, I'd believe every word. "How long has she been having problems?" I ask. Emily doesn't hesitate. "A few months, I think. She didn't want to say anything at first. You know how she is, private about that stuff." "Right. But when she called last week, I could tell it was bad. She was crying." Emily shakes her head, her face sympathetic. "I can't just leave her alone right now." The detail about crying is new. She's building the story, making it more vivid, more believable. "Of course not," I say. "Family comes first." She smiles at me, warm and grateful. "Exactly. I knew you'd understand." Dinner is normal. The girls chatter about their day. Emily asks Lily about her book, helps Grace cut her meatballs. We could be any family on any Thursday night. Except we're not. After dinner, I give the girls their bath while Emily cleans the kitchen. Grace plays with foam letters, sticking them to the tile wall. Lily practices holding her breath underwater, her cheeks puffed out like a chipmunk. "Daddy," Lily says when she comes up for air. "Yeah, sweetheart." "Is Mommy okay?" My hand's still on the shampoo bottle. "What do you mean?" "She seems sad sometimes, when she thinks nobody's looking." I look at my 7-year-old daughter, her wet hair plastered to her head, her eyes too perceptive for her age. "People get sad sometimes, Lil. It doesn't mean anything's wrong." "Okay." She doesn't sound convinced. I finish washing her hair in silence. Emily's in bed when I come out of the bathroom, scrolling through her phone. She's wearing one of my old t-shirts, her legs bare beneath the covers. "Girls asleep?" she asks. "Out cold." She sets her phone on the nightstand, screen down. "Come to bed." I slide in beside her, keeping space between us. She doesn't seem to notice. "I'll miss you this weekend," she says. The audacity of it takes my breath away. "I'll miss you too." She rolls toward me, her hand finding my chest. "We should do something special when I get back. Just the two of us. Maybe get your mom to watch the girls for a night." "Sure." Her hand moves lower. I catch it, gently. "I'm exhausted, babe. The Riverside project is killing me." She pulls back, not offended. "Okay, rain check." "Rain check." She kisses me once, soft and quick, then rolls over. Within minutes, her breathing evens out. I lie awake in the dark, staring at the ceiling. My phone is on my nightstand, the private investigator's card tucked in my wallet downstairs. I think about David Brennan's advice. Let her go. Document everything. I think about Lily's question. Is Mommy okay? I think about Grace's painting. 4 stick figures. A family. Around midnight, I slip out of bed. Emily doesn't stir. I go downstairs, retrieve the card from my wallet, and send a text to the number printed on it. Need surveillance tomorrow. Subject leaving at 2 p.m. Will send details in the morning. The response comes within 60 seconds. Confirmed. Rate is 150-hour plus expenses. Minimum 6 hours. Send photo and vehicle description by noon. I sit in the dark kitchen, my phone glowing in my hand. This is real. I'm hiring someone to follow my wife, to document her betrayal in a way that will hold up in court. The house is silent except for the hum of the refrigerator. Outside, a car passes, its headlights sweeping across the wall. Tomorrow, Emily will kiss the girls goodbye. She'll tell them to be good for Daddy. She'll remind me to give Grace her allergy medicine and make sure Lily practices her spelling words. Then she'll drive away to spend the weekend with another man. And I'll let her. I type out a response. Understood. Will send by noon. Then I go back upstairs, slip into bed beside my wife and wait for morning. The alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. Friday morning, and I reach across Emily to silence it before she stirs. She mumbles something, rolls toward me, and for a moment, just a brief, stupid moment, I almost forget. Almost let myself sink into the familiar warmth of her. Then I remember what's in her suitcase. The lingerie she thinks I don't know about. I slide out of bed and head for the shower. By 6:15, I'm dressed and making coffee when Emily appears in the kitchen, already showered, her hair still damp. She's wearing jeans and a sweater, practical travel clothes. The Victoria's Secret bag is probably buried under her sensible pajamas. "You're up early," I say, pouring her a cup. "Want to beat the traffic?" She accepts the coffee, kisses my cheek. Her lips are cool. Nicole's expecting me by noon. Nicole. Her sister who has no idea Emily's coming. I'd verified that Wednesday night with a casual text. "Hey, Em mentioned she might visit this weekend. You guys doing okay?" Nicole's confused response confirmed what I already knew. "Drive safe," I tell her. "Always do." She sips her coffee, watching me over the rim. "You sure you're okay with the girls all weekend?" "We'll be fine. Might take them to that new trampoline place tomorrow." "They'll love that." Another sip. "You're a good dad, Jason." The words land like a punch. I turn away, refilling my own cup even though it's still half full. "What time's your flight back Sunday?" I ask, keeping my voice level. "Flight?" She blinks, recovers. "Oh, Nicole's driving me back. Should be home by dinner." There is no flight. There never was. She's planning to spend the entire weekend in some hotel room with him, then drive back Sunday afternoon with her hair still smelling like his cologne and lies on her lips. "Sounds good," I say. She sets down her cup, moves closer. Her hand finds my arm. "I love you. You know that, right?" I look at her then. Really look at her. The woman I've known since we were 19, the mother of my children, the person I trusted more than anyone in the world. "I know," I say, because what else can I say? She leaves at 7:30 after kissing the girls goodbye. Grace clings to her leg, and Emily has to gently pry her off. "Mommy will be back soon, sweetheart. Be good for Daddy." I watch from the doorway as she loads her suitcase, the one with the red lingerie and the lies, into her car. She waves before backing out of the driveway. I wave back. The girls and I have breakfast. Lily wants pancakes, so I make them from scratch the way my mom taught me. Grace gets syrup in her hair. It's so normal it hurts. At 8:45, my phone buzzes. The private investigator, Frank Russo. Subject departed residence 7:32 a.m. Currently heading east on I-89. Will maintain surveillance and report. East on I-89. Toward Vermont, initially. But she'll exit long before the state line, double back toward whatever hotel Tyler's booked for them. I text back, confirmed. Keep me updated. "Daddy, you're burning the pancake," Lily says. I flip it quickly. The edges are dark, crispy. "Extra crispy, just how you like it." She wrinkles her nose. "No, I don't." "Since when?" "Since always." I scrape the pancake onto my own plate. Start a fresh one for her. My phone buzzes again at 9:17. Subject exited I-89 at Route 4, heading south. Confirmed not proceeding to Vermont. I stare at the message. Even though I've known since Wednesday, seeing the confirmation makes my chest tight. Understood. At 10:03, subject pulled into Riverside Inn, Route 4. Entering lobby now. Second vehicle already in lot. Matches registration for Tyler Westbrook. There it is, the moment of no return. She's walking into that hotel right now, probably checking in under a fake name. Tyler's waiting for her somewhere inside. Maybe he's already got champagne on ice. Maybe he's, "Daddy, can we go to the park?" I look down at Grace. She's still got syrup in her hair, and she's looking up at me with those big brown eyes that are exactly like Emily's used to be before they learned to lie. "Yeah, sweetheart, let's go to the park." We spend the morning at the playground. Grace goes down the slide approximately 400 times. Lily makes friends with another girl, and they create an elaborate game involving the monkey bars and a dragon that only they can see. My phone stays in my pocket, but I feel every buzz. 10:47. Subjects entered room 237, second floor, east wing. 11:23. No movement. 12:15. No movement. I buy the girls hot dogs from a vendor. We eat on a bench while Grace tells me a long, meandering story about her friend Zoe's cat, who can apparently talk but only when adults aren't listening. "That's amazing," I say, and she beams. At 1:30, we head home. The girls are tired, sticky, happy. I give them baths. Grace first, then Lily. I wash the syrup out of Grace's hair, and she complains that I'm getting soap in her eyes even though I'm being careful. "All done," I tell her, wrapping her in a towel. "Is Mommy having fun with Aunt Nicole?" she asks. The question catches me off guard. I'm sure she is. I miss her. "I know, baby. She'll be home soon." Grace considers this, then nods, satisfied. She runs off to find her stuffed elephant. My phone buzzes. 2:34. Subjects emerged from room, proceeding to hotel restaurant. Have clear photos. Will send full report tonight. I sink onto the edge of the bathtub. The bathroom still smells like Grace's strawberry shampoo. From down the hall, I can hear the girls playing in their room, their voices high and bright and innocent. They have no idea their mother is sitting in a restaurant right now with another man. No idea she's smiling at him the way she used to smile at me. No idea their whole world is about to crack apart. I pull up my messages with David Brennan. She's at the hotel. PI is documenting everything. His response comes quickly. "Good. I know this is hard, but you're doing the right thing. Let her have the weekend. The evidence will be ironclad." How long until I can file? I can have papers ready by Wednesday. We'll serve her at a time and place of your choosing. Wednesday, 5 days from now. 5 days of pretending everything's fine while the photographs and evidence pile up. 5 days of tucking my daughters into bed and reading them stories while their mother is... I close my eyes. Take a breath. Understood. The afternoon crawls by. We watch a movie. Some animated thing about talking animals. Grace falls asleep against my side halfway through. Lily makes it to the end, then asks if we can make cookies. "Sure," I say, even though the kitchen is the last place I want to be right now. We make chocolate chip cookies from a recipe Emily's mom gave us years ago. Lily is meticulous about measuring the flour. I let her crack the eggs, and only one shell fragment makes it into the bowl. "Daddy," she says while we're waiting for the first batch to bake. "Yeah, sweetheart?" "Are you and Mommy okay?" My hand's still on the mixing bowl. "What makes you ask that?" She shrugs, not meeting my eyes. "You seem sad sometimes, and Mommy seems, I don't know, different." 7 years old and she's already picking up on the fractures. "Everything's fine," I tell her, and the lie tastes worse than any Emily's told me. Sometimes grown-ups just have a lot on their minds. Okay. She doesn't sound convinced, but she's 7. She wants to believe me. The timer dings. I pull out the cookies, golden brown and perfect. My phone buzzes. 4:52. Subjects return to room. Ordered room service. Continuing surveillance. I set the phone face down on the counter. "Can I have one now?" Lily asks, eyeing the cookies. "They need to cool first. But they smell so good." 5 minutes. She groans dramatically, but she waits. We eat cookies while they're still warm. Grace wakes up and joins us, cookie crumbs immediately dotting her shirt. The kitchen fills with the smell of chocolate and butter and normalcy. This is what Emily's choosing to leave. These moments, these girls, this life we built. For what? A personal trainer with good abs and no responsibilities? My phone buzzes again, but I don't check it. Not while the girls are watching. Later, after dinner, mac and cheese, Grace's favorite, I get them ready for bed. Lily picks out her own pajamas. Grace needs help with the buttons on hers. Story time? Grace asks hopefully. 2 stories, I say. 1 each. They cheer. We pile onto Lily's bed, 1 girl on each side of me. Grace picks a book about a bear who can't sleep. Lily chooses one about a girl who builds a rocket ship. I read them both, doing all the voices, making them giggle. Again, Grace demands when I finish hers. Not tonight, sweetheart. It's late. But Mommy always reads it twice. The words hit harder than they should. Mommy's not here tonight. I know. Grace's lower lip trembles. I miss her. Me too, Lily says quietly. I pull them both closer. She'll be home Sunday. That's only 2 more sleeps. 2 more sleeps, Grace repeats, like it's a magic spell. I tuck them in, Lily first, then Grace in her own room. Grace makes me check under the bed for monsters. I make a show of looking, declaring it monster-free. You sure? She asks. Positive. Okay. She hugs her elephant tight. Love you, Daddy. Love you too, baby. I leave her door cracked, the hallway light spilling in the way she likes. Downstairs, alone finally, I pull out my phone. 7 messages from Frank. I open them one by one. The photos load slowly. Emily and Tyler at the hotel restaurant sitting close. Tyler's hand on her arm. Emily laughing at something he said. The 2 of them walking back toward the elevators, his hand on the small of her back. The last message is just text. Subject and companion remain in room. No further movement expected tonight. Will resume surveillance 7 a.m. tomorrow. Full report to follow. I set the phone down. The house is quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sound of Grace's sound machine. This is my life now. Solo parent on the weekends while my wife pretends to visit her sister. Except it won't be weekends anymore. Soon it'll be every day. Split custody maybe? Every other weekend. Holidays divided up like property. My phone rings, startling me. David Brennan. Jason, just checking in. You holding up? Yeah, I say. I'm fine. Frank sent me his preliminary report. The documentation is solid. When this goes to court? I don't want to talk about court right now. A pause. Understood. But Jason, you're doing the right thing, for yourself and for your daughters. After we hang up, I sit in the dark kitchen for a long time. Tomorrow, I'll take the girls to the trampoline place like I promised. Sunday, Emily will come home with her lies in her suitcase and probably a gift for the girls to assuage her guilt. And Wednesday, everything changes. The call comes Tuesday afternoon while I'm reviewing blueprints for the Riverside project. Mr. Mitchell, this is Karen Daniels from Mercy General Hospital. My stomach drops. The girls are at school. Emily's at home. Or supposed to be. There's been an accident. Your wife was brought in about an hour ago. You're listed as her emergency contact. I'm in the truck before she finishes explaining. Car accident. Intersection of 5th and Main. Emily's stable but unconscious. They're running tests. The divorce papers sit in my glove compartment, scheduled for service tomorrow morning. I don't think about them as I drive. Don't think about Tyler or the affair or any of it. Just Emily unconscious in a hospital bed. The universe has a sick sense of timing. She looks small in the hospital bed. There's a bandage on her forehead, an IV in her arm. A nurse checks her vitals while a doctor, Dr. Phillips, according to his badge, reviews a chart. Mr. Mitchell, he shakes my hand. Your wife was lucky. Concussion, some bruising, possible whiplash. The other driver ran a red light, hit her passenger side. Could have been much worse. Is she going to be okay? We're monitoring her closely. She regained consciousness briefly but was disoriented. We're keeping her overnight for observation. I sit in the chair beside her bed. Her face is pale, peaceful. She doesn't look like a woman who spent last weekend in a hotel with another man. Doesn't look like someone who's been lying to me for 3 months. She just looks like Emily, my wife, the mother of my children. My phone buzzes. David Brennan. Papers ready for tomorrow. Confirm you want to proceed? I stare at Emily's sleeping face. At the wedding ring, still on her finger. Accident. Emily in hospital. We'll call later. His response is immediate. Is she okay? Do you need anything? She'll be fine. Just need time. Time. That's what I've been running out of since Friday. The plan was simple. Serve the papers, present the evidence, end this cleanly. Now she's lying here unconscious and I'm supposed to what? Serve her divorce papers in a hospital bed? Jason. Her eyes are open, confused, unfocused. She tries to sit up and winces. Hey, take it easy. I press the call button for the nurse. You were in an accident. The girls, they're fine, still at school. I'll pick them up in a couple hours. She relaxes slightly, her hand moving to her head. What happened? Someone ran a red light, hit your car. The nurse comes in, checks her pupils, asks her standard questions. Emily answers slowly, still disoriented. Date, name, where she lives. She gets them all right eventually. After the nurse leaves, Emily looks at me. Really looks at me. You came. Of course I came. Something flickers across her face. Guilt? Relief? I can't tell anymore. Don't know if I ever really could. I'm sorry, she whispers. For a second, just a second, I think she means the affair. That somehow the accident knocked something loose made her want to confess. For what? For scaring you, for being careless. She closes her eyes. I didn't see the other car. Right, the accident. That's what she's apologizing for. Just rest, I tell her. We can talk later. She drifts off again, the medication pulling her under. I sit there watching her breathe, thinking about tomorrow's papers in my glove compartment. About Tyler, who probably doesn't even know his girlfriend's in the hospital. Does she have his number saved under a fake name? Will he wonder why she's not texting back? My phone buzzes again. This time it's the school. Mr. Mitchell? This is Principal Andrews. We've been trying to reach your wife about picking up Grace early. She's running a fever. Of course she is. I bring both girls to the hospital that evening. Grace's fever broke after some children's Tylenol, but she's clingy and tired. Lily carries the get well card they made in the truck, decorated with crayon flowers and hearts. Is Mommy going to be okay? Lily asks for the 3rd time as we walk through the hospital corridors. She's going to be fine, sweetheart. Just bumped her head. Emily's awake when we arrive. She smiles at the girls, though I can see it costs her. Grace crawls carefully onto the bed, and Emily wraps an arm around her. I made you a card, Lily says, holding it up proudly. It's beautiful, baby. Thank you. We stay for an hour. The girls chatter about school, about Grace's fever, about the fish tank in the hospital lobby. Normal things. Safe things. Emily holds Grace and strokes her hair, and for those 60 minutes we're just a family visiting a sick mother. It's only when I catch Emily watching me over Grace's head that the illusion cracks. She has this look, searching, almost fearful, like she's trying to figure out what I'm thinking. Good luck with that. I'm not sure myself anymore. Wednesday morning, Emily comes home. The doctor cleared her with instructions to rest and follow up if symptoms worsen. I help her into the house, get her settled on the couch with pillows and water. You don't have to stay, she says. I know you have work. I can take the day. Jason. She catches my hand. Really, I'm fine. It's just a headache. You should go. I should. I have the divorce papers in my truck. David's waiting for my call. Frank has a complete file of surveillance photos and reports ready to submit to the court. Instead, I text David. Need another day. We'll explain later. I stay home, make Emily lunch, pick up the girls from school. Watch as Emily dozes on and off throughout the afternoon, her phone sitting silent on the coffee table beside her. Tyler hasn't called, hasn't texted. At least not that I can see. Maybe he thinks she's ghosting him. Maybe he's already moved on to the next client who makes eyes at him during personal training sessions. Maybe this is how affairs end sometimes. Not with confrontation or confession, but with silence and distance. That evening, after the girls are in bed, Emily finds me in the kitchen. Thank you, she says quietly. For yesterday. For today. I know you're busy with work. You're my wife. The words taste strange in my mouth. True and false at the same time. She steps closer and I can smell her shampoo. The same scent that's been in our bathroom for years. Nothing's changed and everything's changed. I don't deserve you, she whispers. This time I know she's not talking about the accident. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Probably David, wondering what the hell I'm doing. Why I'm delaying the inevitable. You should rest, I tell Emily. Doctor's orders. She nods, but doesn't move. Just stands there looking at me like she's memorizing my face. Jason, Go rest, Em. We can talk tomorrow. She leaves, and I pull out my phone. But it's not David. It's an unknown number. Is this Jason Mitchell? This is Amanda Westbrook, Tyler's wife. We need to talk. I read it twice, 3 times. Tyler's wife. Tyler has a wife. My hands are shaking as I type back, when? The response comes immediately. Tomorrow. 2 p.m. Starbucks on Maple Street. Come alone. I stand in my kitchen, divorce papers unserved, my injured wife upstairs, and a message from the wife of the man who's been sleeping with her. The universe, it turns out, isn't done with me yet. The coffee shop Amanda chose sits 3 blocks from my office, the kind of place with exposed brick and reclaimed wood tables where freelancers camp out on laptops. I arrive 15 minutes early, order black coffee I don't want, and claim a corner table with a clear view of the entrance. My phone buzzes. Frank Russo. Subject still at home. No movement since 8 a.m. Westbrook's vehicle hasn't left his residence either. I pocket the phone as the door opens. The woman who walks in looks nothing like I imagined. Amanda Westbrook is petite, maybe 5'3", with dark hair pulled into a practical ponytail. She wears scrubs, navy blue with cartoon bears on the pocket. A hospital ID badge hangs from a lanyard around her neck. She spots me immediately. I must look exactly like she expected, the other betrayed spouse, wearing my damage like a second skin. Jason? Her voice is soft, almost apologetic. Amanda. She sits across from me, sets her purse down carefully. No coffee, no pleasantries. Her hands fold on the table and I notice she's still wearing her wedding ring. So am I. Thank you for meeting me, she says. I wasn't sure you would. Your message didn't leave much room for refusal. She nods, studying my face. How long have you known? 2 weeks. You? 6 months. The number hits me like a physical blow. 6 months. Emily and Tyler have been together for 3 months, which means Amanda knew before it even started. Or there was someone before Emily. There was someone before my wife, I say. It's not a question. 3 that I know of. Amanda's voice stays level, clinical. Tyler has a pattern. He targets married women at the gym, usually mothers. Women who feel invisible, overlooked. He makes them feel seen. I think of Emily, home with 2 small children while I worked 60-hour weeks. The gym membership she'd asked for in January. Just want to feel like myself again, you know? Not just mom and wife. You stayed, I say. We have 2 children, boys, 8 and 5, and I kept thinking. She trails off, shakes her head. It doesn't matter what I kept thinking. I was wrong. Why are you telling me this? Amanda reaches into her purse and pulls out a manila envelope. She slides it across the table but keeps her hand on top of it. Tyler had a vasectomy 4 years ago, she says. After our youngest was born, we agreed we were done having children. My coffee goes cold in my hand. The cafe noise, the hiss of the espresso machine, the murmur of conversations, fades to white static. Your wife is pregnant, Amanda says. Isn't she? I set down the cup before I drop it. No. Are you sure? Am I? Emily's been tired lately, but she had a concussion. She's been emotional, but she's recovering from a car accident. I don't deserve you. The accident, I say slowly. She was coming from somewhere Tuesday afternoon. I assumed the gym, but she had an appointment at the women's clinic on Maple Street, 2:30. Amanda lifts her hand from the envelope. Tyler's been sloppy lately. He left his phone unlocked last week. I found the messages. I don't touch the envelope. What's in there? Screenshots. They're conversations from the past month, including the one where Emily told him she was late, and the one where she confirmed the test was positive. Amanda's voice finally cracks. And the one where Tyler told her to take care of it before you found out. The floor tilts beneath my chair. Emily isn't just having an affair. She's pregnant, with Tyler's child. And he wants her to. The accident, I repeat. My brain won't move past this point. She was coming from. I don't know if she went through with it. The appointment was scheduled for 2:30. The accident report you can pull from public records shows the collision occurred at 3:15 on the corner of Maple and 4th. Amanda stands, leaving the envelope on the table. That's 1 block from the clinic. Why are you giving this to me? She looks at me with something like pity. Because Tyler's been doing this for years and I've been cleaning up his messes, apologizing to the women when he discards them, pretending everything's fine. But this. She gestures at the envelope. This is different. Your wife is pregnant, and my husband is pressuring her to end it, and you're sitting at home thinking you're the father. You don't know that I'm not. Don't I? Amanda's smile is bitter. The messages are pretty clear about timing, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you should ask your wife. She walks out, leaving me alone with the envelope. I sit there for 20 minutes, maybe longer. The coffee shop empties and refills around me. My phone buzzes twice. Once with a message from Emily asking what I want for dinner. Once with a notification from the bank about a charge at Grace's preschool. Normal life, continuing like nothing's changed. Finally, I open the envelope. The screenshots are meticulously organized, printed in chronological order. Amanda's been documenting this the way I documented Emily's affair. We're both collectors of evidence, archivists of betrayal. Emily, I'm late. Tyler. How late? Emily. 2 weeks. I'm never late. Tyler. Could be stress. Emily. I took a test. 3 tests. Tyler. Shit. Emily. What do I do? Tyler. What do you mean, what do you do? You take care of it? Emily. Tyler. Tyler. Be realistic. You have 2 kids already. You're married. This isn't some fairy tale where we run off together. Emily. You said you loved me. Tyler. I do love you. That's why I'm being honest. Jason can't find out. You need to handle this. The messages continue. Tyler sending her clinic information, Emily asking if he'll come with her. Tyler saying he has clients, he can't get away. She needs to be smart about this. The final message is from Tuesday morning. Emily. Appointment is at 2:30. I'm scared. Tyler. You'll be fine. It's quick. We can talk after. There's no response from Emily. I check the accident report on my phone. Amanda's right. 3:15 p.m. corner of Maple and 4th. Emily was driving away from the clinic when a delivery truck ran a red light and T-boned her passenger side. Was she crying? Distracted? Coming from the appointment or driving there and having second thoughts? My phone rings. Emily's name on the screen. I let it go to voicemail, then listen to the message. Hey babe, just checking in. Grace wants to know if you can pick up pizza on the way home. The good kind from Angelo's, not the chain place. Also, I was thinking... Her voice softens. Maybe we could talk tonight, after the girls go to bed? There's something I need to tell you. I play it again. Listen to the hesitation, the fear underneath the casual request. There's something I need to tell you. I gather the screenshots, slide them back into the envelope, and walk to my truck. The drive home takes 12 minutes. I spend every second of it trying to figure out what I'm going to say. The house looks the same as it did this morning. Emily's car in the driveway, the porch light already on even though it's barely 4:30. Through the front window, I can see Grace dancing in the living room, her small body spinning to music I can't hear. I sit in the truck with the engine off, the envelope on the passenger seat. Emily appears in the window, says something to Grace. Our daughter points toward the driveway, and Emily looks out. She sees me sitting here and waves, smiling. I wave back. Then I pick up my phone and call David Brennan. I need you to find out if my wife had a medical procedure on Tuesday, I say when he answers. Before the accident. And I need to know if she's currently pregnant. Jason, can you do it or not? A pause. I'll make some calls. This is going to take a few days, maybe longer. Medical records are, do whatever you need to do. I hang up and grab the envelope. Emily's at the front door now, opening it, stepping onto the porch. She's wearing one of my old sweatshirts, her hair loose around her shoulders. She looks young, vulnerable. She looks like the girl I fell in love with 15 years ago. You coming in? She calls. Pizza won't order itself. I climb out of the truck, the envelope tucked under my arm. Yeah, I say. I'm coming. I stand in the doorway for a moment, watching Emily move around the kitchen. She's making grilled cheese sandwiches for the girls, her movements careful, deliberate. The white bandage on her temple catches the overhead light. Daddy! Grace spots me first, abandoning her coloring book to run over. I scoop her up, breathing in that strawberry shampoo smell. Hey, sweetheart. How was your day? Good. Mommy let us have ice cream after lunch. Did she now? I set Grace down and meet Emily's eyes across the kitchen. She gives me a small, uncertain smile. Special treat, Emily says. Since I'm feeling better. Lily looks up from her homework at the table. Can we go to the park tomorrow after school? Maybe, I say. We'll see how Mommy's feeling. The domesticity of it all makes my stomach turn. Emily flips the sandwiches, and I can see her hand trembling slightly. The guilt is eating at her. Good. Let it. Girls, why don't you wash up for dinner? Emily says. They scramble off, Grace's footsteps thundering up the stairs. The moment they're out of earshot, Emily turns to me. Jason, She stops, takes a breath. After dinner, after they're in bed. We need to talk. Yeah, I say. We do. She searches my face and I see fear there. Real fear. Does she know? Has Tyler contacted her somehow? My phone buzzes in my pocket. I pull it out, a text from David Brennan. Got preliminary info. Call when you can talk privately. Work? Emily asks. Yeah, Riverside project. The lie comes easily now. I've learned from the best. Dinner is torture. Emily barely eats, pushing her food around her plate. The girls chatter about school, about a field trip next week to a science museum. I make the appropriate responses, ask the right questions, all while my mind races. Is she still pregnant? Did she make it to that appointment before the accident? Or is she carrying Tyler Westbrook's child right now, sitting across from me, eating grilled cheese? Daddy, you're not listening, Lily says. I snap back to attention. Sorry, honey, what did you say? I said Mrs. Palmer wants parent volunteers for the field trip. Can you come? I'll check my schedule, I tell her. By next week, everything will be different. The girls just don't know it yet. After dinner, I help clean up while Emily takes the girls upstairs for bath time. I load the dishwasher, wipe down the counters, going through the motions. My phone buzzes again. Frank here. Tyler Westbrook just posted on social media, at a bar downtown with friends. Want me to keep eyes on him? I type back, no, focus on Emily's movements Tuesday. Need to know if she went to that clinic. 3 dots appear, then, on it. Should have something by morning. I hear water running upstairs, the girls' laughter. Emily's voice softer, reading a bedtime story. The sounds of a normal family evening. 20 minutes later, Emily comes down the stairs. She's changed into sweatpants and one of my old college t-shirts, something she does when she wants to look vulnerable, sympathetic. I recognize the manipulation now. They're down, she says. Grace wanted you to tuck her in, but I told her you'd check on her before bed. I will. She sits on the couch, pulling her knees up. The bandage on her temple looks stark against her pale skin. Jason, sit down, please. I take the armchair across from her. Not next to her. That small distance feels important. Emily's eyes are already wet. I don't know how to say this. My heart pounds. Here it comes. Confession? Or another lie? I've been thinking a lot since the accident, she continues. About what matters. About our family. About... She trails off, wiping at her eyes. I haven't been fair to you. I wait. Let her fill the silence. You work so hard, and I know I complain sometimes about the hours, about you being tired, but... She takes a shaky breath. I've taken you for granted. This accident, it made me realize how quickly things can change, how quickly we could lose everything. The irony would be funny if it weren't so sickening. What are you saying, Em? I'm saying I want to be better. I want us to be better. She leans forward. Maybe we could go away for a weekend, just the two of us. My mom could watch the girls. We could reconnect, like we used to. Like she was supposed to do with Tyler last weekend. The audacity is breathtaking. That sounds nice, I hear myself say. When you're feeling better. Relief floods her face. Really? You mean it? Of course. I lean back in the chair. Is that what you wanted to tell me? She hesitates. Just for a second, but I catch it. Mostly, I feel like we've been distant lately. Like I've been distant. And I want to fix that. Okay, I say simply. She's waiting for more. Reassurance, forgiveness, something. I don't give it to her. Was there something else? I ask. Another hesitation. She's wrestling with something. I can see it play across her face. Tell me about the baby, I think. Tell me about Tyler. Give me something honest. No, she finally says. That's it. I just needed you to know. Liar. I stand up. I'm going to check on Grace, then I've got some paperwork to review. Jason. She stands too. Are we okay? I look at her. Really look at her. The woman I've loved since I was 19. The mother of my children. The stranger who's been sleeping with another man for 3 months. We're fine, Em. She wants to believe it so badly that she does. I can see the tension leave her shoulders. I head upstairs, check on both girls. Grace is already asleep, her stuffed rabbit tucked under her arm. Lily's still awake, reading by her nightlight. "Dad?" she whispers. "Is Mom okay? She seems sad at dinner." 7 years old and already reading the room better than I did for months. "She's fine, honey. Just tired from the accident. Get some sleep." I kiss her forehead and retreat to my home office. Close the door. Pull out my phone and call David Brennan. He answers on the first ring. "Jason, got some information for you." "Tell me." "I have a contact who was able to access some records. Emily had an appointment at the Clearview Women's Health Center on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. The accident occurred at 2:18 p.m., 1 block north of the clinic. Was she coming from or going to? Going to. She was heading south when she was hit. The appointment was for a consultation regarding pregnancy termination." I close my eyes. "So she didn't go through with it?" "Correct. The accident prevented her from making the appointment. However," he pauses. "The clinic called her cell phone Wednesday morning to reschedule. She didn't answer, but they left a voicemail." "She's still pregnant then?" "As far as we know, yes. But Jason, there's something else you need to know." My grip tightens on the phone. "What?" I did some digging into Tyler Westbrook's background. He's had 2 previous relationships that ended when the women became pregnant. Both times he pressured them to terminate. Both times when they refused, he disappeared completely. "You're saying he has a pattern?" "A clear one. And based on the messages Amanda showed you, he's following the same script with Emily." I think about Tyler at a bar tonight, drinking with friends while Emily sits downstairs, trying to figure out how to tell me she's carrying another man's child. "There's one more thing," David says. "Tyler Westbrook has a life insurance policy through his gym. Standard employment benefit, $200,000. His wife Amanda is listed as the beneficiary." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because these situations can escalate. A man who's pressured multiple women to end pregnancies, who's now involved in an affair that's been exposed to his wife. People do unpredictable things when they're cornered." "You think he's dangerous?" "I think you should be careful. And I think you should consider what happens if Emily tells him she's keeping the baby." After I hang up, I sit in the dark office for a long time. Downstairs, I hear Emily moving around, the sound of the TV turning on. She's still pregnant. She was on her way to end it when the accident happened. Now she's sitting down there trying to figure out her next move. Does she plan to keep it? To tell Tyler? To tell me? My phone buzzes with another text from Frank. Confirmed Emily's phone GPS. She left the house at 1:47 p.m. Tuesday. Drove directly toward clinic. Accident at 2:18. Timeline checks out. I type back, "Keep digging. I need to know everything." The response comes immediately. "You got it." One more thing. Tyler's phone records show he called Emily 6 times Tuesday afternoon. All went to voicemail. He hasn't tried since. So Tyler knows about the accident. He's staying away, letting Emily deal with it alone. Typical. I hear footsteps on the stairs. Emily's voice soft. "Jason, are you coming down?" "In a minute," I call back. I need to decide my next move. Confront her about the pregnancy? Let her tell me in her own time? Serve the papers before she has a chance to spin another story? But as I sit there in the dark, I realize something. I want to hear what she's going to say. I want to see how deep this deception goes, how far she'll take it. Because right now, Emily thinks she still has control. She thinks she can manage this, fix it, make it all go away. She has no idea that I know everything, and I'm not ready to show my hand yet. I don't confront her that night, or the next day, or the day after that. Instead, I watch. I document. I wait. Frank confirms Emily rescheduled the clinic appointment for the following Tuesday. David has the divorce papers ready, but I tell him to hold off. Amanda Westbrook texts me once. Did you talk to her? I don't respond. Emily, meanwhile, transforms into the perfect wife. She makes my favorite meals. She's attentive with the girls. She touches my arm when she passes me in the kitchen, kisses my cheek before bed. Every gesture screams guilt, but she never confesses. On Monday night, I find her in the bathroom, staring at herself in the mirror. She doesn't know I'm watching from the hallway. Her hand moves to her stomach, just for a moment, and her eyes fill with tears. I clear my throat. She jumps, guilty. You okay? I ask. Yeah, just tired. She wipes her eyes quickly. I think I'm getting a cold. Another lie to add to the collection. Tuesday morning, I call in sick to work. Tell Emily I'm going to the office anyway to handle some paperwork. Instead, I follow her. She leaves the house at 1:30 p.m., drives the same route she took the week before. This time, there's no accident. She pulls into the clinic parking lot at 1:52 p.m., sits in her car for 15 minutes, staring at the building. I watch from across the street, my hands gripping the steering wheel. At 2:07, she gets out of the car, walks toward the entrance, stops, turns around, gets back in her car. She sits there crying for 20 minutes. Then she drives home. That night, after the girls are asleep, I find Emily in our bedroom. She's packing a small overnight bag. Going somewhere? I ask from the doorway. She startles, nearly drops the shirt she's folding. I was going to tell you. My mom invited me to visit tomorrow, just overnight. I thought it might be good to get away for a bit, clear my head. Clear your head from what? Just everything. The accident. I've been feeling off. I walk into the room, close the door behind me. Off how? Jason, what's with the interrogation? Just asking my wife a question. Something in my tone makes her pause. She sets down the shirt, turns to face me fully. Are you angry with me? Should I be? I don't. What are you talking about? I pull out my phone. Open the folder of screenshots Amanda gave me. Hand it to Emily. She takes it, confused. Then her face goes white as she starts scrolling. Where did you get these? Her voice is barely a whisper. Does it matter? Jason, are you pregnant, Emily? She closes her eyes. The phone trembles in her hand. I can explain. I'm sure you can. You're good at explaining. Good at lying. I take the phone back. How far along? 8 weeks. And it's his. She flinches. Yes. The confirmation shouldn't hurt after everything, but it does. Some stupid part of me was still hoping for a different answer. You were going to end it, I say. I tried. I couldn't. Her voice breaks. I sat in that parking lot today and I couldn't do it. Because you love him? No. She looks up at me, tears streaming down her face. Because I'm a coward. Because I didn't know how to tell you. Because I've destroyed everything and I didn't know how to fix it. You can't fix this, Em. I know. She sinks onto the bed. I know. I should feel triumphant. This is what I've been waiting for, the confession, the breakdown, the truth finally out in the open. Instead, I just feel tired. How long? I ask. The affair. 3 months. It's over now. He hasn't. I don't care about him. My voice comes out harder than I intended. I care that you looked me in the eye every single day and lied. I care that you were planning to spend a weekend with him while I took care of our daughters. I care that you're carrying his child and you were going to, what? Pass it off as mine? I don't know what I was going to do. She's crying openly now. I was terrified. I still am. Tyler wants nothing to do with it. With me. And you? She looks up at me. You're the best man I know, and I destroyed us. Yeah, I say quietly. You did. We sit in silence. Downstairs, the house settles. The old pipes creaking. Grace's sound machine hums through the wall. What happens now? Emily finally asks. I pull the divorce papers from my jacket pocket. I've been carrying them for days, waiting for this moment. I set them on the bed between us. Emily stares at them like they're a snake. Jason, I'm filing for divorce, for full custody of Lily and Grace. You can't, I can, and I will. I keep my voice level, factual. You committed adultery. You lied repeatedly. You were planning to terminate a pregnancy without your husband's knowledge, and when you couldn't go through with it, you were going to… What? Disappear to your mother's and figure it out? Leave me to wonder where my wife went. I wasn't thinking clearly. No. You were thinking very clearly. You've been thinking clearly for 3 months while you planned every lie, every excuse, every moment of this affair. She covers her face with her hands. What about the girls? They'll live with me. You'll have visitation. Supervised at first, probably. Supervised. Her head snaps up. I'm their mother. You're a mother who was willing to abandon them for a weekend to sleep with your trainer, who put them second to your affair, who… I stop myself. Getting angry won't help. The courts will decide. But Emily, you need to understand. This is over. We're over. Please. She reaches for my hand. I pull away. Please, Jason. I'll do anything. I'll end it completely with Tyler. It's already ended. He dumped you the second you got pregnant. She flinches like I've slapped her. I'll go to counseling, she tries again. I'll prove to you… There's nothing to prove. I know exactly who you are now. I head for the door. Where are you going? Panic edges her voice. Downstairs. You can sleep in here. I'll take the couch. Jason, wait. I turn back. She's standing now, mascara running down her face, one hand unconsciously on her stomach. The baby, I say. What are you going to do? I don't know. Figure it out, because whatever you decide, you're doing it alone. I close the door on her crying. The divorce takes 6 months. Emily doesn't fight me on custody. Her lawyer tries initially, but the evidence is overwhelming. The affair, the lies, the documented deception. David presents it all methodically, and Emily's attorney advises her to settle. She gets supervised visitation every other weekend. I get the house, primary custody, and most of our assets. It's not about punishing her, though part of me wants to. It's about protecting Lily and Grace. Emily moves in with her mother. She has the baby in January, a boy. Tyler Westbrook signs away parental rights without contest. Amanda Westbrook files for divorce 2 weeks later. The girls ask questions I can't fully answer. Why doesn't mommy live here anymore? Why do we only see her on Saturdays? I tell them that sometimes grown-ups need to live separately, that it doesn't mean we don't love them. Lily doesn't believe me. She's too smart for that. But she stops asking. Grace draws pictures of our new family. 3 stick figures now instead of 4. Sometimes she adds a tiny 5th one labeled Baby Brother, even though they've only met him twice. I sell the construction business 18 months after the divorce finalizes. The hours were part of what broke us. I can see that now, even if Emily's choices were her own. I take a job with better hours, less money, more time with my daughters. We move to a smaller house across town. New neighborhood, new schools, new start. The girls adjust better than I expect. Kids are resilient like that. I run into Amanda Westbrook once at a grocery store. We don't speak, just nod in recognition. 2 people who survived the same wreckage. Emily tries. I'll give her that. She shows up for her visitation. She sends birthday presents. She calls the girls every Wednesday night at 7. She's building something with them. Slowly, carefully. It'll never be what it was, but maybe that's not entirely bad. I don't hate her anymore. Somewhere between the lawyers and the custody arrangements and the late nights explaining to Grace why Mommy couldn't read her bedtime stories, the anger burned itself out. What's left is something like pity, mixed with relief that I got out. 3 years after the divorce, I'm at one of Lily's soccer games when I meet Rachel. She's there with her nephew, cheering from the sidelines. We start talking. She makes me laugh. I make her laugh. It's easy in a way nothing's been easy in years. We date for 8 months before I introduce her to the girls. Lily's skeptical. Grace falls in love immediately. We take it slow. Rachel's a teacher. Divorced, no kids of her own. She understands complicated. When I tell her about Emily, about everything, she listens without judgment. You did the right thing, she says. Leaving. Protecting your daughters. Sometimes I wonder if I should have tried harder. Counseling, maybe. For the girls' sake. You can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed, and you can't build a marriage on lies. She takes my hand. You gave your daughters something more important than an intact home. You gave them a model of self-respect, of knowing when to walk away. Maybe she's right. Lily's 13 now. Grace is 10. They're good kids, smart, kind, resilient. They see Emily every other weekend, and it's cordial. Not warm, but functional. Emily's son is 4, and the girls are decent older sisters to him during visits. Emily never remarried. She works as a receptionist at a dental office, lives in a small apartment near her mother. We exchange pleasantries at school events. She asks about my life. I keep it vague. I married Rachel 2 years ago. Small ceremony, just family. The girls were flower girls. Emily sent a card. I didn't read it. Sometimes late at night, I think about that moment in Home Depot when the photo loaded on my iPad. How my entire life pivoted on accidentally opening a cloud-synced image. How different things would be if I'd never seen it. Would Emily have told me eventually? Would the guilt have eaten her alive? Or would she have gotten better at lying? Would I have raised Tyler Westbrook's son as my own, never knowing? I don't have answers. Only the life I built after everything fell apart. The girls and I are making dinner when Lily asks the question. Dad, do you think you and Mom would still be together if she hadn't… You know? Grace looks up from her homework. Even at 10, she understands more than she should. I set down the knife I'm using to chop vegetables. That's a complicated question, Lil. I know. But do you? I think about it. Really think about it. No, I finally say. Because the person who would do what your mom did isn't the person I thought I married. And once I saw who she really was, there was no going back. Do you hate her? No, I did for a while, but hate takes too much energy. Do you love Rachel more than you loved Mom? This one's harder. I love Rachel differently. What I had with your mom, that was young love, high school sweethearts. We grew up together, but we grew into different people. Rachel and I, we chose each other as adults, knowing exactly who we are. Lily nods slowly, processing. That makes sense. Grace goes back to her math homework. Lily helps me finish dinner. We eat together at the table, me, Rachel, and my girls. We talk about school, about Grace's upcoming dance recital, about the vacation we're planning for summer. It's a good life. Not the one I planned, but good nonetheless. The truth is, betrayal doesn't just destroy the present. It rewrites the past. Every happy memory with Emily is now tinged with doubt. Was she already thinking about leaving? Was she already looking for something else? Were any of those moments real? I'll never know. And I've made peace with that. What I've learned is this. You can't control what other people do. You can only control how you respond. You can let their choices destroy you, or you can choose to build something new from the rubble. I chose to build. For my daughters, who needed to see their father stand up for himself. For myself, because I deserved better than a lifetime of lies. For the possibility that something real and honest was still out there, waiting. And it was. Rachel, this life, these small moments of genuine happiness, they were worth walking away for. People ask sometimes if I'd do anything differently. If I'd confront Emily sooner, or try to work it out, or skip the private investigator and just end it. The answer is no. I needed to see the full scope of the deception. Needed to understand exactly what I was leaving behind. Otherwise, I would have always wondered. Always second-guessed myself. The documentation, the evidence, the careful planning. It wasn't about revenge. It was about clarity. About making sure I could walk away with my head high and my daughters safe. Last week, Grace asked if she could invite Emily to her dance recital. It's your recital, I told her. If you want her there, she should be there. Will it be weird? Probably a little, but we'll manage. So Emily came. She sat 3 rows behind us, me, Rachel, and Lily. After Grace's performance, we all met in the lobby. Emily congratulated Grace, gave her flowers. Rachel was gracious. I was polite. We're not friends. We'll never be friends. But we're functional co-parents, and for the girls, that's enough. As we left, Emily caught my arm. Thank you, she said quietly, for letting me be here. It's not about me, it's about Grace. She nodded, understanding. You're a good father, Jason. I hope you know that. I didn't respond. Just collected my family and left. Because here's the final truth. Emily's opinion of me doesn't matter anymore. Her approval, her regret, her guilt. None of it touches me now. I built a life she's not part of, and it's a better life for it. The girls are thriving. I'm happy. Rachel and I are building something real, something honest. And Emily? She's living with the consequences of her choices, as she should be. That's not cruelty. That's justice. If there's a moral to this story, it's simple. Trust is the foundation of everything. Without it, love is just a word. Marriage is just a legal contract. Family is just people living under the same roof. Emily broke that trust, and in doing so, she broke us. Not because of the affair itself, but because of what it revealed about who she was. Someone willing to lie to my face. Someone willing to risk our family for momentary pleasure. Someone who saw me as an obstacle to manage rather than a partner to respect. That person couldn't be my wife. Couldn't be the primary influence on my daughters. So I did what I had to do. I gathered evidence. I protected my interests. I walked away. And I built something better. The girls are in bed now. Rachel's reading beside me, her head on my shoulder. The house is quiet, peaceful. This is what I fought for. This peace. This honesty. This life where I don't have to wonder if I'm being lied to. Was it worth it? The pain, the lawyers, the years of rebuilding? I look at my sleeping daughter's photos on the mantle, at Rachel's smile, at the life we've created. Yeah, it was worth it. Because some things, self-respect, honesty, genuine love, are worth fighting for. And some things, no matter how much history they carry, are worth walking away from. The key is knowing which is which. I learned the hard way, but I learned. And that, in the end, made all the difference.